healing is a form of like taking the higher road to get the things you want. So there are people who practice dark arts, right? They join groups. And again, I'm not passing judgment on anybody that's part of a group. To each his own, right? And again, for everything good, there's something bad. But I speak on what I know, right? And so I've encountered people who do dark magic, people who are parts of groups. As a matter of fact, I've been targeted. I'm a targeted individual by secret societies, people who practice dark magic. I've came into contact with Freemasons. As a matter of fact, the karmic family that raised me, it's part of a secret society and all that good stuff. So I know all about it. I know how they work. I know how they operate because I was raised in it. And it wasn't until I removed myself out of the equation that I was able to see everything for a bigger picture. And then I was like, okay, so they have the doctor, the lawyer, this is how it operates, right? And then the thing that they play with is with your mind. And for me, they inflicted wounds onto me so that they knew exactly what to target, right? So as a whole, I could see it as a whole as to why they like people to be in fear, or why they need people to be in fear. Because in order for this to work, you have to be wounded, and the thing that works, that makes these things work, is fear. Like, they feed off of that. That's like you know how with electricity you plug something in? That's the charge. It's fear, wounds, hurt, pain, unforgiveness. That's what they're able to plug into, right? I hope that makes sense. Which is why it's important that we heal our mind, right? The reason being that when we heal, we are able to take charge of our own reality and therefore bring forth those things that we desire, those things that we need. We don't need to go out there and join any groups or sell our souls or practice diabolical stuff to be able to gain the things we want. There's a process that we can go through. All of us as individuals can go through this. This is why I was talking about the other day. See, I'm getting off topic again, but I'm going to say it. How I was saying that, I came across a lot of chosen individuals who, their platforms are dedicated to chosen people. And that this is what we do. This is how we get through it. This is how we overcome it, right? And so I'm grateful for them because I'm here, A lot of them have guided me and led me, right? But then there are certain things that we can all in humanity do and overcome. Like, you don't need to be special for this. Like, and usually the chosen individuals, we gone through like hell and back. It's not like, oh my God, you're chosen and you're just like full of like, no, we have gone through hell and back, and all we do is heal and drink water. I'm going to get back on track. And so our mind, it's our currency. It's like, how energy is our currency, so is our mind. So if we're trying to bring in things forward into our reality, we're trying to attract. That's why there are these laws, like the laws of vibration, the law of rhythm, as above, so below, as within, so without. All is mind. It's because we are all powerful. We can bring things forth into our reality. We do the work by healing. When we do the healing work, right, from within, there's no other option but for our reality to coincide with what's within us. This is why, like, it's important that we do the healing work, because when we do the healing work, and I sound like a broken record, man, but this is just what it is. We need to heal. this is why people go and they join these groups, because it's easier to go join a group and get things in exchange for, like I'm familiar with the groups that sacrifice people. I'm familiar with the groups that siphon energy, they just do diabolical things to gain material gains, to gain financial gains. Meanwhile, all we have to do is truly just address ourselves. Like, you see how I'm in this closet right here? All I have to do is come in here and, like, have a conversation with myself and start healing. And start identifying, like, as even with the interactions we have with other people, right? When I see something's triggering me, I literally come into my closet, or I pause. Wherever I'm at, I'll pause and I'll be like, oh my God, that triggered me. What is it that I need to learn? Because that's what life is about. We are here to learn, to have our soul evolve. And until we don't learn the lesson, it's going to keep repeating itself. And so sometimes that's rooted in our childhood wounds. So we have to heal our inner child. So it's like mothering ourselves. So that's why I say that, everything that we need from the outside, we're supposed to give it to ourselves. So if we wanted a good mother, we have to be a good mother to ourselves. If we wanted to be a good father, we have to be a good father to ourselves. For example, the mother will nurture, care, keep everything in order, right? Be creative, right? So we do that with ourselves. We nurture ourselves by drinking the water, eating healthy, taking ourselves to the gym, going outside, grounding in nature, being creative, creating things, being in nature, right? And then so for the masculine, the father, right? For those of us that didn't have a father, the father protects, provides, organizes, plans things out, right? So that's what we do for ourselves. We go ahead and we, provide for ourselves, protect ourselves. And so as we do that, we are nurturing our inner child. We are rebuilding ourselves. This is why all that we need, it's within us. And then when we do that for ourselves, when we balance our feminine and masculine side, I went I skipped some steps. That when we do that for ourselves from within, it automatically reflects on the outside. Mom? Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's really that's just how it is, and that's not easy. That takes time. That takes courage. And depending on how deeply wounded we are, we most likely need to get some therapy. And that's okay, because that's what we're supposed to do. That's how it's supposed to be, no matter what we've gone through. No matter what. No excuses. It's time to rise and heal. We can take charge of our reality by doing so. We don't need to, numb ourselves. And I tell you, I used to smoke a lot of pot. We don't need to numb ourselves. As a matter of fact, once we heal, we automatically, it just goes like, boop. No, I don't want to do that. Especially when we know our energy, like when we could feel our energy and we could see how things affect us, we just don't want to. We just won't want to. We won't want to. It'll be like, no, I don't want that. No, like, oh, I'm tempted, no. It'll be like, no, I don't want it. Firm no. Concise no. Automatically. We won't want it. It's like, when you do things that could land you in jail and then you go to jail, then you're like, I'm not doing that no more. And you're just like, no, I'm not doing that. The same thing with your habits. When you learn how to master your energy, you're just going to be like, oh, no, I don't want to try that. I'm good. You could try it. I don't want it. Like that.